what most people experience in some form of a Kundalini awakening or early spiritual awakening, when they have that profound aha moment and things make a ton of sense and it catalysts them into the journey, that was designed to be a catalyst, not the place you fight to get back to. It's to show you what's possible, to show you what you're capable of. And then you need to carry that into everywhere, every moment, everywhere you be, not to polarize to exist there. And I used to think that that was the idea too. Like I wanted to, it was the goal. Lessons learned down the road, you find out that that's not the goal. That's a catalyst moment. It's meant to shatter your reality. It's meant to break your perceptions. It's meant to break you out. Now, if this happens too fast, too much all at once, it can leave people in a position where they have no context and they become very disassociated from the world, life, reality themselves. And you get what we might call a spiritual-induced psychosis. And this is one of the reasons why, as often as people ask me to do it, I refuse to do it. I get asked all the time, can we do an entire 13 chakra, 9 chakra activation? Can we do the entire thing in one session? Yes, I could. No, I won't, because the average person is in a place where that would be very damaging. The reason I initially do not introduce clients to that technique is simply because it is so powerful, so potent, and there's no context. So you give somebody basically a powerful, powerful tool to activate the Kundalini energy all the way through their chakras. And I did share the technique that I overwhelmed myself with when I told that story. I shared that in a live on TikTok. I was talking about this, telling the story, and somebody was like, can you please share us the technique? So I shared them the technique, and I said 12 times that do not do this like 1 chakra a day or all of them at once. Like you need to sit down and do at least 1 chakra a week. That week, I got at least 5 messages from people on TikTok who'd blown themselves to bits, basically, saying, I wish I'd listened to you. My life is shredded. Like I told you, don't do it. But people chase. That's another reason why in the content in this material here, in this process, they have to unlock 1 leak at a time. If you watch all the videos, you get to the end of a segment, it's like no more until next week. And there's a reason we put those controls on, because I had somebody decide, they were like, yeah, I've done a lot of work, I can handle this. And they just plowed through 13 weeks of material in about 3 weeks. It was not pleasant what happened afterwards. And I'm not here to see that happen with people, right? It takes a level of embodiment, a level of depth and processing, time to see it show up in your life, time to see it show up in your relationships, time to see the effects hit you in the face, hit you in the place where it hurts, punch you in the gut, and go through those brutal moments of integrations that you guys know about, right? If you don't create the time to do that, then you blast your way through something like this and then you spiral. Now, if you were to take the work that we're doing here through the chakras, which inherently is a Kundalini awakening, I don't call it that because it's a buzzword and I'm not really a fan on what people associate with it. But if we were to look at the more ancient or the older practices going back a few hundred years ago even, or a few thousand years ago, to where the origins of like chakra work exists in the Eastern traditions around how to work with your chakras, this would be a 12-year process, 1 chakra per year. And you don't even so much as think about doing this faster than that. Now, what was communicated to me is that humanity has increased our overall baseline vibration to a level where there are more people who are capable of going through this process a bit faster. We're seeing people have spontaneous awakenings because they're ready, and so it just happens, where a faster container can be functional. But 13 weeks being the fastest that we really want to go through this.